Alright, what's going on everyone? It is PKS Blaze here with my boy PKS Young Lattery.
What's up, people?
So
I'm completely out of my element. This
Yeah.
is gonna be mostly Jace's thing. I don't know how to play doubles. You need like 6 brains to play doubles, and like I'm not that smart, so.
we're just going to be playing some ranked VGC today. This meta is crazy. Having 2 restricted mons with Dynamax is just absolutely nuts. Like I did a match yesterday where I could lead a Zacian and a Shadow Rider Calyrex. Like I just shouldn't be allowed to have that. It's absolutely ridiculous, but we are persevering with it. So I'm on rank here. As you can see, I'm 13 and 5 in Great Ball Tier 7 because this is like the first time I've played it in like 6 months, so we had to climb back up from like Tier 2. I started the March IC yesterday. I went 6 and 5 and thought scrap that because that is just, oh man, I was raging yesterday. The crits, will-o-wisp misses, you name it. So, but today it's not going to be as much about the competitive mons. I am going to be playing and trying to rank up at the same time. But I thought today we could talk a bit more about motivation and mentality. And maybe also you guys could learn a little bit about some of us.
Right. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Ben, you can finish that. You reminded me of something, but go ahead.
Yes, so we haven't put out a lot of videos lately. As everyone knows, life's pretty crazy right now, especially with everything that's going on, what with COVID and everything. So I thought we might just make a wee live, and if it goes good, we'll put it on our channel. If not, well, we'll decide that afterwards. But there's been a lot going on lately.
It's always gonna go good because I have you in call, bro.
Yeah, well, that's true. But we'll just start off with some of the things that have happened. I know Nuzzy mentioned a few of these things in his latest video. If you haven't watched that, Power Herb Gyarados, go check that out. But that's crazy, just some heat. But I think first and foremost, a lot of you might know the Lord himself, Envy. He is now a PKS member, which is absolutely insane for us.
Yeah, no, it was pretty out of nowhere too. Like I was just talking to him, like how I normally talk to him, and he was like, "Bro, I want in," and I was like, "Let's do it. Like, say less." Like that's fucking sick, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah. So if some of you haven't watched the video, Nuzzy actually went on vacation with Envy and has become good friends, and it's sort of developed into what it is now, which is crazy to fathom from where we began.
I fucking love MV, bro.
Yes.
Actually, fuck MV. I bought him Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle to play with me, and he still hasn't played with me. MV, if you're watching this, fuck you.
Oh, that's awesome. So there's that. On top of that, you yourself, Nuzzy, have been picked up by, is it ADPL?
Oh, the tournament is ADPL. It's a team tournament run in Jambad's Discord server. It actually stands for Academy Discord Premier League. And there are team managers that draft people that like are interested in competing, and you know, you send in whatever ladder matches you have that you think should. You basically send them like a resume of like who you are, right? And then you do tryout games against the managers, and I got to play against this dude Devin, who's like fucking godlike at the game, and I'll talk a little bit more about that after. But I ended up getting drafted by the exact team I wanted to be drafted by, the Phantom Troop, because Empo and Devin are the 2 people I wanted to battle against the most and learn from, and then Empo himself ended up drafting me into Phantom Troop, so I was like really happy about that.
Yeah, man, that's so cool.
For those of you guys that don't know who Empo is, he won OST last year, so that'd be like if fucking Tom Brady drafted me onto the Patriots, bro. Like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah,
like,
man, that's awesome.
But yeah, you said you want to talk more about like motivational things and like mindset and stuff. I can you know blather on about that while you find a match if you want.
Yeah, alright, I'll look for a match. We don't want to show our team info because I don't want to give away my heat. It's not really heat, this is just a balanced squad.
Well, it's only heat if it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've struggled with this meta. I mean, as I said before, there's so much shit to check, so I'll just do a quick rundown on the team and get into a battle. We've just got typical support Whimsicott, it's got Tailwind, it's got Charm, it's got Fake Tears, just waiting to nerf their stats. And
that actually does sound pretty heat, not gonna lie.
like I've paired it with Thunderous, which also has Scary Face and Airy Impulse, so it's just designed to just. I hope you Dynamax, and I'm just going to drop your stats and make you worthless, pretty much. And then I've rounded that out with Arcanine for it's just slightly better against Zacian than Incineroar due to not being weak to Sacred Sword or close combat. It also has Snarl to further drop special attack. It also has Bulldoze, so I can proc my own weakness policy, which I have on Dustmane and Cosma. Dustmane is one of my favourite restricted mons, like it is just so tanky. It's one of the best weakness policy mons. It can set Trick Room, it's versatile, and it's just a great typing. And I've paired that with Valtool, because the Valtool just, I mean, it checks Shadow Rider by itself, but those two typings together just, they really work. And then I've just put in Rillaboom because, I mean, every man in this world has a priority.
Alright, calm down, Professor. I want to see some sick reads. I don't want to hear all this fancy learning stuff. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain all the tech, and then I'm gonna get 4-0'd every match you watch.
That's all people give a shit about is sick reads. No, but seriously, I did want to touch on that concept, like, of mindset, because when I battled against Devin, you're searching for a game, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'll talk about this in the meantime, but in my tryout games against Devin, I went into the matches thinking that it doesn't matter whether I win or lose. I'm going to do everything I can to win, of course, and if I lose, I'm going to figure out why I lost, and I'm never going to lose that way ever again, if I can prevent it.
Absolutely.
And everything else in my life was balanced at the time, like my relationships, my finances, all that stuff. I've been working out, I felt good, and I actually ended up beating Devin, which is cool because he's an amazing player, but that's really not the main takeaway. The main takeaway for me is that I realized something about myself, which is that my skill set is extremely high and my mindset it fluctuates, and that's what leads to my inconsistencies in not only competitive Pokemon, but like anything that you want to do in life. Like, if your mindset is shit, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to get anywhere.
Exactly.
Because it's just, I know it sounds really like basic, but it truly takes a while for these things to click. Even if you have them repeated to you multiple times, like, there's moments in your life when these things really come together in important moments, and oddly enough, competitive Pokemon has presented me with multiple of those moments. And I actually talked to Jambat about this too. I was like, you know, it's funny, Jam, I realized that I want to have a balanced, healthy, happy life so that I can be good at competitive Pokemon, not the other way around. And he was like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, you need to be like a healthy individual so you can be good at Mons. Like,
no, that's absolutely right, and that's what I wanted to touch on, is how I think the key word for me that you said there was balance. Like, if you have a balanced life, you can play Mons well. If you only play Mons well if you have a balanced life. But when your life is balanced, so is your mentality when it comes to Mons, or like you said, anything else you do in life, whether it be work, relationships, whatever it is, you know. And if your mind is in that state of, right, everything's balanced and I'm stable and I'm looking to grow and improve, then it just all sort of coincides with each other.
Absolutely. There's a key word you just said there, which is like learn. Like, that's the distinction that Jam makes in his book of the learner's mindset versus the fixed mindset, where like the fixed mindset is the one where the player associates his results with his identity. And that's why it stunts your growth, because you can't handle losses the way that you're supposed to be able to, which is that you learn from them. But if you take every loss as a shot against your identity, you're gonna quit. But if you have a learner's mindset, you don't ever lose. You either win or you learn, and like that's kind of like with the book. It's loosely based on another book by Carol Dweck, who's like, I think she's a clinical psychologist, and it's like a mix of clinical psychology and also The Art of War by Sun Tzu, like mashed together. If you haven't read that book, definitely check it out. It's called The Art of Competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to touch on was how that's how we see ourselves as a group. Like PKS is more than just we play Mons and we're trolls, you know. Like as a lot of
No,
people
we're a family.
see us.
Well, absolutely, bro. I love you guys. I would take a bullet for any one of you. Like I've been going out of my way to meet you guys in real life when I can. Like I want to travel. I haven't met you all yet, but like I intend to. And God, dude, I don't want to bore people with with my emotions, my big gay emotions. But
That's
like,
not even that though. Like I
No,
thought about
but
that
I
when
do-
I was
I-
thinking about making this video. Like if people find this boring, well, that's fine. We're not going to tell them how they can feel about it, but it says more about that person than what it does about you talking about your emotions. You know.
No, I seriously, like, it's a brotherhood, but we have some chicks. Like, we have a couple chicks, but like, it's a brotherhood for real.
Yeah, but and
Yeah.
with that, I think that's a good segue into also. I just wanted to touch on like some achievements. We've already touched on Nuzzy and ADPL, but you know, there's more to that. Is in life stuff, you know, like the brother Scotty, aka Itchy Eyes. You know, he's looking at some big business ventures at the moment. You know, like big changes and hopes and dreams for him and his young family. He's just had a kid recently, which is awesome.
Scotty's a fucking idiot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, for those of you who
No.
don't know about Scotty, he's an avid churchgoer. He likes to, he really
He's an
likes,
avid church.
yeah,
No,
he likes to make donations to children's hospitals, etc. He's a great guy. Nah, we're just
Bro,
trying.
I was being a little bit bossy in chat the other night, and he called me out on it. And he was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are, Mewtwo or something?" And he tagged me. He goes, "Nicholas Nuzzy, what do you think you're, Mewtwo?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm totally Mewtwo, and you're the Nurse Joy that I stole from the local poker center to make my sandwiches and fuck."
Yeah, nah, he's making some big moves on the business front, which I think like it's definitely it sounds very scary, you know, but he's taken that step, which I think is awesome. Michael,
No, he is impressive actually, Scotty. I bust his balls, but that's because I love him. He is like insanely successful in like his career venture. Like he has like a painting business, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you were gonna talk about Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Right?
So we're actually live in Michael's group, even though it's not the group itself isn't called PKS. It is owned by one of our own PKS members, Michael Lennon, aka PKS Black Fire. But like just recently, he realised what he was worth, and he asserted himself and he's pushing himself into a higher place in his employment, which I think is awesome.
I resonate a lot with Michael's in the game, like Pokemon, like his biggest obstacle has always been himself, which is true for a lot of people, but like in particular, like he has a really high knowledge pillar, and he'll overthink himself into submission, and I used to do that all the time, but like despite that, he's managed to break his like personal records on the ladder multiple times over in like a short period, which is like sick.
Yeah,
I think the entire group honestly has come a long way as a group, but it's also come a long way like individually, like us as individuals. I feel like have all grown from the experience. Not only just in Pokemon, but like you were saying, like in life too. Like I keep bringing it back to Pokemon because that's a Pokemon group, but no, we've all been there for each other. Like I won't get too deep into like people's like personal problems, but like you know what I'm talking about. Like we've helped members like financially, like emotionally, like mentally, like whatever it takes to get you in a position to like better your situation.
Yeah, well, we've created an environment that enables that to happen through the various people that we've got. You know, we work well together in order to make that be able to happen almost naturally, I want to say.
Bro, I like this. We never do shit like this. We should. This is great. I think I will upload this to the channel. We can title it something like "Who is PK? Like who are PKS? Like who are we really?"
That's what I wanted to do, because a lot of times, like we do some, I like our content, etc. But I know they do too. But I thought it could be something different.
Our content is mostly just me fucking laddering. I never really get into like everybody's like situation. There are a lot of us though. To be fair, it's difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had, but I would prefer it if more people would upload whatever, like laddering, the tour stuff, like team building stuff, like just us dicking around on the ladder, just like making jokes or whatever. Like that's cool too. And like even if it doesn't blow up, like people don't like respond to it well right away, like whatever, like let's just keep doing what we do because like it's fun for us and like we enjoy it. Like that's really the reason that
I just thought we'd get it out there so people know that, I mean, I know most people do, but there might be other people, especially in this group, since it's gotten so big recently, that they might see what we're really about and come check us out. But also, at the same time, it could be inspirational. We might say something that someone just really needs to hear.
I think what we're really about is like growth and providing an atmosphere to not only like be conducive to growth, but also somewhere where you can be your fucking self, man. Like an issue I had with the Pokemon community as a whole, back when I was like a little noob, was I didn't fit in anywhere because I got ostracized for saying what I thought to be just normal things. And like I won't make this too political. Like I'm not gonna take it down that road. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can't say certain things without people assuming things about you nowadays.
Well,
and
that's another environment to us. Like we have differences of opinions all the time. Like who doesn't?
Oh yeah,
we clash all the time, but we also understand that it's an opinion. You're literally arguing opinions, not fact. So,
Well, you can be friends with somebody and disagree. That's something that I think a lot of people on social media don't get. But this whole thing, what I'm talking about right now, was validated. Actually, I was having a conversation with a new person I met last night in Phantom Troop, and she was like talking about how she was ostracized for like just being not even being like I don't know how to explain this, because it's really easy. Okay, it's difficult to find somewhere to be yourself on the internet, I think. Like, or in general, like it's really hard to just be yourself and be accepted,
especially in this day and age.
And like PKS, we recognize we're all a little bit fucked up, like, and we all have like fucked up sense of humors, and like we know we don't actually have hate in our hearts towards any like group of people or anybody, like, so we're not politically correct is what I'm getting at, I guess. Like
we're us.
I think that political correctness is oppression disguised as morality, and it's used as like a vehicle to virtue signal and stuff, and I think it's stupid.
Agreed. But yeah, another one I want to touch on was also a new member. Well, they're not new now, they've been here for a couple of months, but it was you may know him as Guardian Arcanine.
Oh yeah.
He was doing his own thing before he came to us, but he just gelled straight away with his mentality, and I think has really improved or helped grow our. I'm
gonna be completely honest with you. You can tell me to shut up, by the way. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. I just get excited when I hear you say things, and I want to like not forget.
That's what I wanted.
Like you say something and it makes me think something, and I don't want to forget the point. That's why I'm doing that.
Go for it.
Like, so Guardian Arcanine is probably one of the most significant additions to the team of like recently, because he's opened me up to a whole other world of tours, because I was mainly a ladder player until I met him, and like, yeah, sure, I did tours on Facebook and whatnot, but that's the level of competition there is not. It's a different planet when you get into like the smart tour stuff, and it really opens you. You learn a lot more and you grow a lot faster when you play against better people.
Yeah, and I really like, he is quite obviously about the growth mentality, and
Yeah.
you know, he's definitely, some of the things he's said have helped me. The stuff I already knew, that motivated me to apply it a lot more consistently, if that makes sense.
It makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. He also taught me, well, he taught us actually, a new formula for team building, which I don't have to get too deep into. I could if we wanted to, but basically the rough idea is that most teams are built with, like, you pick a Pokemon and you think, okay, well, what beats this Pokemon, and then you surround it with checks to the things that beats it, which, like, it makes sense, but at the same time, when you start getting to, like, the higher level play, it's not going to be as easy as just overwhelming, you know, the checks to your team's center with the obvious. So this way that he taught me how to build is more so overcoming or overwhelming a shared check with a somewhat offbeat tech. Like, for example, like just a quick example that comes to the top of my head is, okay, so Garchomp and Urshifu Rapid, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally walled by Slowbro, like regular Kanto Slowbro, like the teleport set, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if you run Garchomp with Life Orb mixed, Slowbro switches in on Earthquake normally, and then you pop it with a Draco Meteor, it dies, that opens up the Urshifu, like shit like that. And then the third and fourth Pokemons you pick are like to round out your defensive core.
Yeah.
And then the fifth one is you pick, or you like make sure you have the utility you need, and then the sixth one is you just tie it all together, basically.
We're losing the power hacks out here today.
Oh, my bad, dude. Are you getting hacked right now?
Yeah, I just lost to a
Yeah, I'm over here droning about nonsense, and you're just like.
Bro, I just got this dude just like spread Thunderwave with a double of all things, and yeah, it basically won on the game, but that's okay. That's okay.
So what did we learn? We learned that Double is actually the goat. The sheep is a goat.
We learned that Double uses Thunderwave, but we're not going to really dwell on that too much because that's probably the one and only Double we're going to see.
I actually didn't know it learned Thunderwave. The only Double I've ever fought against is that Cotton Guard body press rest shit, like that one. You know what I'm talking about?
It's pretty meme in whatever tier it comes to, isn't it?
I think Alex built a team around it for like NU or PU like earlier in the meta, and I climbed pretty quickly with it. Pretty strong.
I like it as a draft one, but other than that, I think it's just gimmick. But hey, he got the W, so.
He did.
Oh man. First, let's go.
Yeah, Gardark, yeah. Huge impact on the group. Fucking love that dude. I've been playing with him a lot. I don't even know if we'll be able to list everybody because there's just so many of us at this point. There's like 20 of us now, right? Or like
yeah, I just wanted to touch on a couple that came to mind. Like, that's not like nobody else has done anything significant. It's just the first ones that came to my mind that I wanted to touch on.
Like the gems. For those of you that we didn't mention, work harder, bitch. No, I'm kidding. I love you all. But like, there are some of you that are super inactive. Like Leor, what the fuck are you doing? I haven't seen Leor in like a year.
Who?
Who?
Never heard of him.
Christian, obviously. He's like, Christian was like my teacher, like my hands-on teacher for ladder. And then I feel like I've definitely hit a point where I'm close to his level of skill, and now I think we can both improve our. Well, actually, I don't know what Christian could. See, Christian is inconsistent, but I think that's just because he chooses to be. Like he'll look at a meta and be like, I don't like this meta, and he'll just stop playing. So like, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on him because I don't really know what he could do to improve. I'd have to like play with him more. It's been a long time since we've sat down and played together.
Yeah, in real life can be tough at times. We've all been going through a lot of shit. Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, you and I have played a lot together in the past as well. I fucking laddered a bunch. Like Naptex was the most
I know
recent one I think we did together.
the last few months I haven't been on as much. I've had a lot going on, but I think about 6 weeks now I've been back at the gym regularly, at least 3 times a week, barring injuries. So that's been wonders for me. Like it hasn't been clearer. It's the clearest it's been in a long time.
Oh yeah, bro. You must have like I won't get into that, but I know you have a weight off your shoulders. I'm happy for that, and I'm also happy that you're working out because I know that the mind and the body are very deeply connected. So and you're somebody that like needs that shit. Like I am too. Like I need to work out, otherwise my mood is garbage.
Yeah, that's really what stabilizes me. I mean, among a lot of other things, but that is my dopamine, at least, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's a great way to fucking do it instead of just sitting there jacking off or playing Grand Theft Auto or whatever. Like, that's, you know, not to pick on Justin. Actually, fuck it, I'll pick on Justin. Hopefully, you actually tag him right now. I'm gonna pick on him, like live. Yeah, no, he's constantly just stimulating himself with like dopamine overload, and I try to get him to, you know,
has he tried
not
meth?
do that. Huh?
Has he tried meth? That has the same effect.
You know, it's funny, we were at 7-Eleven, and he bought like a bunch of donuts, and I was like, bro, I think I would honestly rather you smoke meth than I feel like it would be healthier than eating that many donuts in a row.
Yeah, debatable.
Debatable.
Each their own.
Oh, actually, some drug addicts. My gym moved cities. Like I have like a brand new gym. Like I work at a gym. For those who don't know, I have like a couple other things that I do for income, but I also work at a gym. And this drug addict lady came in the other day, and she was using our bathroom. And then one of my female coworkers came up to me and she was like, "Bro, I don't even understand how she peed all over the toilet seat the way she did. Like, it doesn't make sense anatomically, like the way our bodies are made." And then this dude was like, "Well, do you gotta consider like the level of abuse her that area of her body is sustained over the years?" I was like, "Bro, you just made her vagina sound like a victim. That's hilarious." Like, the level of abuse. Ugh. Yeah, good luck getting that imagery out of your head, whoever's watching this.
You're welcome.
I had to think about it, so now you have to think about it. Sorry. That's the way it goes.
Love that.
Is Nikki with us, by the way? Is she still in call?
She's in the background. For those of you that know,
Yeah,
PKS Sylveon, aka my lovely partner Nicole Bowers.
Hi.
Oh, you guys are so gay.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's definitely a man.
She's definitely a fan.
He's
Well,
the-
good. Make your own fucking sandwich.
Whoa. That's just a wee bit too far.
Listen, Nikki, I'm gonna remember that comment when we're on the Titanic and it's going down, alright? Nothing, just crickets. Did she not hear me?
Yeah, no, she heard. Yeah, it's okay.
She's not even gonna acknowledge me.
No, she just laughed.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. Zacian and Zamazenta should not be allowed in the team together. Crazy.
No, they're both box art Pokemon. That's cheating. If you guys didn't know, competitive viability is completely dictated by lore, like what Ash Ketchum has in the show. Like obviously Pikachu is S tier and like Mewtwo. Well, that's a bad example. Yeah, Pikachu's S tier. What else?
Well, yeah.
Articuno.
AG.
Actually, you know what?
AG Mons are Mega Rayquaza and Pikachu.
Exactly. Bro, I was gonna say Articuno as an example, but it is in BDSP Ubers. It actually is considered an Uber right now because of Snowcloak, which is fucking hilarious because it sucks horribly. But like, it doesn't get pressure yet because there's no support for that move. I get or whatever it is, Pokemon Home.
Oh, yeah.
So Articuno is an Ubers of BDSP.
That's kind of fun.
It is, right?
It's banned in OU, so okay.
Yes. All the evasion stuff got, yeah. I thought it was weird that they, I mean, it probably is healthier for like a competitive game to like remove as much RNG as possible. But at the same time, I don't think people were really, I mean, was Cloyster really fucking shit up that hard? Like, was skill link? I don't know. I don't think it was that big a deal. But at the same time, I understand the mentality behind it.
I think the most annoying thing about Cloyster is you couldn't really like commit a full check to it because you didn't see it on every team. You just seen it sort of every now and then.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to have to take account for, I guess. Like,
for me anyway.
Yeah.
It was like you'd play meta for like 10 games and then versus a Scotty team with a Kingdrock, Cloyster, a Togekiss, and a Jirachi.
Bro, you know how Cloyster can still be viable? Put it in the sun and give it Weather Ball.
Yeah.
Let those steel types come in and get cooked, son.
Yeah, there's definitely one of the dopest sets you've come up with. Even ran it in VGC for a wee while.
I'm very proud of that set. Alright, so Jace, explain to me what's happening in this doubles battle, because we've talked about a lot of things in this live, a lot of important things, but I want to learn a little bit about doubles, like, what the fuck's going on right now?
What's going on right now is basically Zacian. This team is basically, the team I have built is more or less around trying to nerf the opposing stats. It's hard to explain what's going on in doubles like halfway through a match, but once we start the from a team preview, I can sort of give you my thoughts.
Because that's really where the analysis starts, is the preview. So.
And then at the same time, it's like this meta. Like if I was to compare this meta compared to previous seasons of VGC, if I was to put it into singles terms, it would be like we're trying to play top tier competition, but we're in 1300s in the OU. So you will see a meta team like every now and then because there's just so much is viable because you can have 2 restricted mons, 2 broken mons, and you know, outside of Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus, you can Dynamax whatever you want. So
Right, so there's a lot of things, it's tough to take account of everything. Well, that's the thing, is like, even in singles, I was talking to Guardian Arcanine about that, is like, there's always going to be something that beats your team.
Mm-hmm.
Always. So, in a metagame like this, I feel like the spectrum of what is going to beat your team is probably higher because you have to account for not only every Pokemon, but every Pokemon sitting next to another one and like how they're going to interact with each other and stuff. Like,
yeah, it's definitely. It's pretty nuts, like it's fun, but like this last year and the year before they were changing up the rules every 3 months, whereas this is to be around until I think at least June, July, around the middle of the year. So that's a long time for a diverse meta. And we're asleep, so we get, I thought that was my last problem.
Is the last thing he's got these 2 out here?
He's got Zacian and Thundurus left, which he's just next. So
you know, Super power the Zacian, I guess?
No, we don't have super power. Basically, Rillaboom is going to die to a max airstream. The only way I win this is if Necrozma wakes up and sets Trick Room. He'll protect Zacian on the fake out probably. No, he doesn't. I need Necrozma to wake up.
Alright, let's see if he wakes up.
We protected. See, that's how crazy Dynamax is. We just protected and it done almost half.
And it still took half, yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, it was at +1, but...
Didn't they take this shit out of Dubs and they put it back? Oh, that sucks.
There's only been 2... This is Series 12. There's only been 2 series where they had no Dynamax in VGC.
Was it better? Was it like healthier when it was gone?
Absolutely. Definitely. Series 10, which I played in the Victory Road World Cup, was like there was one, you were allowed 1 restricted and there was no Dynamax. So like because there's Dynamax, when there's a Dynamax meta and Zacian's allowed, it was Amazenta, one of them is pretty much always going to come because why wouldn't you? Like, you get to be able to Dynamax one other restricted if you want, or any Mon, and Zacian hits, you know, Behemoth Blade does, what, base power 200 to a Dynamax Mon? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh, hey, I just realized that I can see comments on the thing. Sean, I don't know if he's still around, but he said team building is basic until you're playing someone who knows what they're doing. I'm saying that you can be transparent with your team building to a certain point of competition, and then you really want to start incorporating deception. Yeah, basically, because if you're playing against somebody that has the same level of like knowledge, skill, and awareness that you do, you really want to try and get an advantage any way you can. And the way you do that is with like surprise tech. So
yeah. It really depends on your situation. What are you doing? Are you laddering? Where are you on the ladder? Is it a core? Is it a draft?
Well, I'm speaking more so on like tour people, like high level elite players. Like you can run a standard team all the way up the ladder if you're good enough, for sure. What I was talking about was more tailored towards like tournament.
Yeah. And like Gardark says, you get as much information as possible and build with a plan. If you don't have a plan, what are you building, you know?
Right. If you're just throwing, like, if you're just building and you don't have any goal in mind, it's kind of aimless. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? It's just...
Yeah, I mean, your team might still get wins, but... You know,
yeah, sure. Dude, I've totally done that. Like, I've totally thrown teams together with, like, slightly haphazard, and they've worked out. But, I don't know, it's, no matter which way you build, there's a lot of different ways to build, right? No matter which way you do it, playing is a crucial part of the building process, and you have to be willing to accept that most of your teams are going to be dog shit. And it's like crushing to see something you create get destroyed, but it's necessary because that's how you find the good teams, like the gems. Yeah,
I mean, my team build was filled with failed VGC strategies that just have not worked out like I thought they would anyway.
Yeah, but trial and error is like, now you know that for sure.
I think I've got like 10 teams using pretty much the exact same Thunderous set that I'm using right now, just trying to find something that just pairs with it really well.
You know, yeah, that happened to me last night. I found a set I really liked, but I don't know where to put it. It was a Virizion set with, it was a mixed one with Life Orb, Swords Dance.
Oh yeah, I did watch. I watched one of your replays.
And Air Slash.
Yeah.
And the air Slash is to pop Buzzwole, and the Stone Edge is to pop Zapdos.
Yeah. Very cool.
Who else should we throw some praise to? I feel like we've been recording for almost 40 minutes.
I mean, we can edit it to put it on the channel and stuff, so it doesn't really matter how long it is for the live, but Oh no, what do we mean? We haven't been up to
true.
too much
That's
on
true.
the Mon side of things. Me and Nicky have been playing a lot of TCG, both online and in person. There's a team challenge going on in New Zealand where I think it's a worldwide thing. I'm not 100% sure. Where each store holds 4 qualifiers, and then the 4 winners of that form a team and then versus other stores. So I actually qualified. I was the first qualifier in our local city for that.
Congratulations, that's fucking awesome, bro.
That was kind of cool. Like I actually really enjoying that a lot as of late. And Nicky has had a couple of goes and had a couple of unlucky matchups deck-wise. It's very, for those that don't know, TCG is quite RNG based. Like you're literally just like any card game, you know, it literally depends on what you're gonna draw.
So
that's kind of annoying, but it's been quite fun. For something different, you know, I started it as a release. You know, we collect as well, but I started it as a release from main core games, and then it sort of just developed into playing competitive players.
And now it's just another thing. That
Yeah, now I just rage at that as much as I used to.
Well, that's the same. That's the same in blood, bro. Like we don't want to do anything poorly. Like we want to do everything well.
Absolutely, that's everything. Also, heading to we were talking about Michael and employment and Spotty getting into business. I got a promotion starting next season, so that's another thing that's, you know, life and moving forward and growing, and we have a goal now. Which is,
For those of you that don't know, Jace and I are actually from Planet Vegeta. We escaped before Frieza blew it up.
well, because it's 2022 now, so I identify as the same. We can identify as whatever we want. So.
I identify as a woman at Dunkin' Donuts when I have to shit on my breaks because I refuse to shit at the gym bathroom. That's fucking disgusting. But hold on, before people get upset at that, it's a one-person bathroom. I'm not going in there and dropping bombs with ladies present. All right, it's a one-person bathroom, and I go in there and I do my thing.
Of course, he transforms into Ditto. Man, I hate this Dittos in VGC.
You know, I had somebody on the ladder like 3 days ago. They set up with, what was it, Kartana, I think. They set up with Kartana, and I had a Ditto in the back, and then I sacked something, whatever, I sacked something. And I went Ditto and I reverse swept them, and it was just really obvious that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then they blamed me for running Ditto. And I was like, bro, like, yeah, it's my fault. Like, I'm the one that made you set up. Like, you see the Ditto in the back there, stupid. Like, you fucking blaming me for it?
The thing with, because obviously setup's not as prominent in VGC. I mean, it is, especially with Dynamax, but the thing that annoys me with Ditto is because it's literally 50-50 as to which mon it transforms into.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So, yeah, unless you were to use a non-imposter one and actually manually transform, but that takes a turn.
That's nuts. I didn't know that. I feel like I learned something new about Ditto every day, because I stole a Pokemon that had hidden power, and I was like, oh, it has hidden power dragon, that's weird. And Norman was like, no, Ditto always gets hidden power dragon. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So...
Yeah, so like I always feel like when I burst Ditto, it always seems to transform into the one that would benefit it most. But every time I've used Ditto, like you want to come in and like transform into the.
It's that Joey Wheeler, bro. It's that time roulette.
Always transforms into. Like when I use it, it always transforms into something that you didn't want. You know, like they might have like a support one that's not really that helpful at the moment, and another sweeper, and you transform into the support mob, and you really want them to transform into the sweeper.
Yeah, exactly. Should we can keep the live going, but just for the sake of like time, like I don't know if people are gonna want to watch like an hour-long thing. I'm just gonna. Do you want to just like say goodbye to like the would-be YouTube people?
Yeah, well we're gonna do that anyway because I've actually got to call my boss because he just tried to ring me. So.
Just what?
My boss just tried to ring me, so
Oh, he's gonna call you. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
I'll probably
Alright, well, yeah, let's finish this game then.
I'll
and
finish
we'll
this
fucking
game and we'll
back it
jump
up.
off and give him a call back anyway. But yeah, it's just we'll see what this looks like after we've finished, and we'll probably put it on the channel. But hopefully for
Well,
those,
honestly, bro, I wouldn't even worry about the matches that occurred because I think this was more of like this felt more like a podcast than anything else
yeah,
with like battling in the background.
yeah. Well, I mean the battles haven't gone well at all, but it's just VGC Series 12.
Yeah,
concerned.
I don't think people are gonna give a shit, honestly. Like they know that that's just like some background stuff, so they get it. But we all know you're godlike at VGC. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes.
But yeah, no, seriously, anybody that like actually took the time to listen to us talk, like, thank you, because this is something that we don't normally do, and yeah.
If you enjoyed it, let us know. We hope we said, hopefully we said something that maybe helped you even with it in life or just for today. That's how I approach my day. Is I approach it 24 hours at a time. And if I see one post, watch one video, hear someone say something or do something that inspires me and helps me keep on track with what I want to do and what I want to achieve, then I'm forever grateful. So if, we could share something in this video or on any of our videos of what we do as a group, then it helps someone in their day or their life, then hey, that's awesome.
That was beautiful, bro. For real. Like, that's, I remember being a person that was watching Pokemon content. Like, I don't want to make it about me, but, like, I watched Joey, like, it's the first person I watched hardcore, and, like, I learned a lot from him, and, like, it boosted my mood to, like, hear, like, the positivity in his voice, and, like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never even really thought about that. Like, holy shit, if we actually are doing that for you, that makes me feel amazing. And like, if you ever need anything from us, like game-wise, like if you want to like play with us, like we're pretty approachable people. Just like drop a comment. Like I'll play with fucking anybody. I love Pokemon. Like I love playing Pokemon. So.
Oh, and I mean across the whole group, the amount of games we play. There's Minecraft players. You play fighters. I mean, shit. There's not much we don't play between a whole group of people.
Yeah, man. I used to travel for fighters. I love Street Fighter, especially. That game's so good. And you brought up Tekken earlier, right? Like you're playing Tekken now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've developed a bit of an obsession with Wing Chun lately because it's sort of
Bruce Lee's style, yeah.
Yeah, like it really embodies the whole discipline mindset, And I thought like it just really it related with what I was trying to achieve with maintaining my workout schedule and all the rest of it. So I sort of
that character that uses that style is like really strong too. I think he was nerfed and he's still top tier. It's the black dude with like the glasses, right?
Yeah, white dreads.
Yeah, he's mad good.
Yeah, I played around a little bit last night, but I've never really been that great at fighters, but it was still pretty cool. Just
I wish you dude, I wish you were like told me you got like a 2D fighter. I would have been all over that because like I love 2D fighters. And my fundamentals pretty strong across the board in those games. So if you ever run into one of those you want to learn, I got you for that. Like I played DBFZ with Michael and stuff too.
Yeah, I think Xenoverse was the only one of those that I ever actually really played consistently, but I haven't played that. I played it a wee while ago and I completely sucked compared to the first time I played it, but yeah, it's never really been my main jam. I've generally been sport, driving and moms.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, we're both men of like a wide array of interests.
Culture.
We're men of culture, exactly. I think you won this, by the way, bro.
He's still got another mon. I can protect that.
Oh, does he?
When the Charizard dies, I can't even remember what he's got. I thought this was a good
Oh man, that's if you had Toxic and Morning Sun, you might be able to win this.
I've got a protect.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. because then you don't have to get like focus fired.
I don't think I'll really stand up to that Giratina though.
No, no fucking way. That thing is gonna destroy you. Like,
Oh, hang on.
maybe if you had. Oh wait! It's physical. It's physical.
Yeah, but he's using Poltergeist, so I've already used my Citrus Berry, so that won't even work. He might fail here.
Oh yeah, no. If he clicks that again, that's a free turn.
That one
That's a
has
free
levitate.
turn.
That one has levitate.
It's levitate. It's levitate. Yeah. You gotta snarl it.
Hopefully it's not policy.
I mean, bro, like,
No one runs Giratina, man.
what else you gonna do? Flamethrower is gonna tickle it.
Oh, please try and use
I think,
Poltergeist.
honestly, Snarl will probably tickle it too, but yeah. Oh, what's that? What is that? Oh, special attack. Okay.
Ha!
Oh my God, that's a free turn, bro. That's a free turn. Hold up.
And we're faster.
He's choking on dicks.
Just need to hope Snarl doesn't miss. Oh man, it's not even a 4-hit
Crit!
KO. It's not even a 4-hit KO.
We're gonna crit. We're gonna crit.
Oh, I'm Shadow Force broken too.
Wait, oh, I was gonna ask you if
It's
that's
the same as Phantom Force.
Alright. What about... You got Dig? Use Dig.
Sometimes I wish. It'd be good if Bulldoze hit like as if like he was underneath.
Yeah, of course. That is a cool animation. Oh wow, that just kills.
Good job, Arcanine. You did well.
Nah, he put in the work. He did. He put in the work. He definitely did.
Alright, that's a good time to end it there. We hope you enjoyed it, peeps. Sorry it's a bit long. We'll probably trim it down a wee bit if we can for the channel. But, yeah.
Man, we don't even have to fuck it. Well, we'll talk about it. But I think it went well, bro. I think I had a lot of fun, and I think we touched on a lot of things of importance. That's what she said.
That was the plan, and yeah, I think it went well. So, as the screen says, thank you for continuing to play ranked battles, and we hope to see you again soon. Cheers.